Hola, buen día. This is Unidad 2, Lección 2, and this is your notes packet number 2. This week we are learning a new tense, which means a new time period that we can talk in. Right now we've only been talking in the present, and now we are moving towards being able to tell things that happened in the past. So today, it's a special day. We're going to learn about el pasado. We're going to learn about the simple past that's called the preterite tense and how to use that to talk about events in the past. We are going to use regular verbs. So we're not going to learn anything irregular yet. That's later on in this unit, but we're going to talk about regular verbs and the endings that you need. So the preterite tense, it's a simple past. That's how we talk about things that happened in the past. It's pretty easy. There's only two sets of endings. You drop the ending from the infinitive, like the AR, the ER, the IR, and then you will add the correct ending. So these are your endings in your notes. Make sure you write these down. So the AR endings are that's how you say it, aste, o. Amos, astéis, aron. The ER and IR endings, they share, right? So we don't have to have separate endings for ER and IR verbs. These ones share. Iste, yo. Imos, isteis, ieron. Now, you notice there's like an E at the end and an O at the end, but there's these accents, and these accents are super important because, for example, here's some ones that we could practice with, like the verb viajar. If I said viajé, I traveled. Tú viajaste, you traveled. Pero él viajó, that accent makes that O sound stronger. Él viajó, he traveled. But if I take the accent off and I say yo viajo, I travel. I travel right now in the present. So there's a difference, and that's why when I say like accents are important, they are, because in this case it changes the person and the time that the verb happened. So yo viajo a Georgia de vez en cuando. I travel to Georgia every once in a while. Yo viajo. Me gusta viajar. I travel. Yo viajo a Minneapolis. I travel to Minneapolis, right? Él viajó a Florida el año pasado. He traveled to Florida last year. So that accent changes the person and when it happened in the past. Nosotros viajamos. Vosotros viajaste. Oh, sorry, viajasteis. I'm like, what's going on here? There's an I in there. Should be an I. Viajasteis, an I right here. Right there. And then ellos, ellas, and ustedes viajaron. I'll have to change that and fix that in a second here. All right, there's the I there. So the viajasteis. So for conocer and descubrir, they have the same endings. You drop the ER and you drop the IR. So we have conos, or descubre. And then you add iste, yo. So conocí, conociste, conoció. Conocimos, conocisteis, conocieron. And then for descubrir, descubrí, descubriste, descubrió. Descubrimos, descubristeis, descubrieron. Those are our endings. We'll have lots of practice this next couple weeks and practicing using those in the past tense. So we're going to use conjuguemos and games there. We're going to play some games in our Class Connects as well. But just remember that you need to have them and keep your notes out. I would honestly, if you do your notes in Notability, please write these endings in your notebook that's not in conjuguemos so that you can have it next to your iPad while you're working. So like hand write with your hand on a piece of paper these endings. If you write them down, it's going to help you remember so much better. That hand to brain connection, that motor activity writes that, like really does write it in your brain. So write these endings down somewhere so that when you are working on your activities in your workbook pages and any other activities or games that we're playing, that you can see them and you don't have to switch back and forth between Notability. So if you're using Notability for your notes, which is awesome, I like that, but please also have a place where these are written down separately and you can use them. So I'm going to ask you to use these endings, and these are the verbs you have in your notes. I have them here. Here's our endings. And conjugate visitar. Take off the AR, you have visit. And then add your AR endings. And that's the red, right? And then also conjugate comer and vivir to add to with your ER-IR endings in the preterite tense. Pause the video and give yourself a chance to do it, and then we'll show you the answers and we'll see how you did. So yeah, really just kind of test yourself, see how you did it, see how you're doing. All right, so is this what you got? So visité, visitaste, visitó. Visitamos, visitasteis. Again, hold on. There we go. Visitasteis and that's viajar. Hold on. All better. Visitasteis and visitaron. And if you forgot what this chart means, because it's been so long, like since we've been like really quizzing you guys on verb conjugation and you just got really comfortable with present tense, remember that on the left is singular and on the right is plural. So this is where we're talking about one person. This is where we talk about a lot of people, and first person, second person, third person. So if you're talking about yourself or yourself and somebody else, that's on the top. Tú and nosotros. Somebody else. If I talk about you, that's second person, second level. And then vosotros is second person, like just Spain. We're not going to use that one too much. And then ellos, él, ella, and usted, ellos, ellas, and ustedes, and anything else. This is a big box because it's for everything that's not you or me. It's a big box. And then when I had our verb house and we had the little drawing of how the verb house went, this is the basement. This is everything else that's not me or you. So this is a big category down here. So visitó and visitaron. They visited, or he visited, she visited, and they visited. Comer is comí. Yo comí la pizza. I ate the pizza. Tú comiste el helado. You ate the ice cream. And ella comió una empanada. She ate an empanada. So nosotros comimos. This is the same in English, in present tense and in past tense. Nosotros visitamos, the AR ending, and the, present, comemos is in present tense, but like in the ER vivimos, this is the same, and you only know in context. So if those the difference, you have to know that, they said when. They say el año pasado, last year, or ayer, yesterday. So when you talk about when, that's how you know in context for the nosotros. And if you're not sure, you just ask, well, when? Are you talking about now or yesterday? And that's normal. That's totally normal. If the person wasn't clear, then you just say, well, which one was it? Yesterday? Today? So that's pretty normal. But with comer, you do know, because comimos is different than comemos. Comisteis and comieron. Viví, viviste, vivió, vivimos, vivisteis, and vivieron. Those are their endings. So let's look at it real quick in context. El pretérito en contexto. Cuando viajé a Buenos Aires, when I traveled to Buenos Aires, conocí a mucha gente. I met a lot of people. Y descubrí lugares increíbles, and I discovered incredible places. Mis amigos me escribieron y me contaron que vieron ballenas en Puerto Madryn. My friends, they escribir is to write, so they wrote to me, and me contaron, they told me, contar is to tell, they told me that, vieron, they saw, ballenas en Puerto Madryn. They saw whales in Puerto Madryn. Conocimos a unos gauchos. We met some gauchos, which are Argentine cowboys, muy simpáticos, y nos dieron un sombrero como recuerdo. Dar is a little bit irregular, but that means they gave us. So we're going to talk about dar in a couple days, but dar has the ER-IR endings because it's just a really short verb, and so dar becomes dieron in the ellos, ellas, and ustedes. So nos dieron un sombrero como recuerdo. Last thing for today, we're going to practice using the preterite in some sentences. El año pasado nosotros, so last year, we traveled to Patagonia. What's the nosotros ending for viajar? Okay, so here it is, right? I put it up here for us. So, nosotros, here, AR ending, amos. Nosotros viajamos. So encantar is just like gustar. Remember, we've looked at that in the last unit. So just like gustar, so you're going to conjugate it, but you're going to conjugate it for these things. El pasaje y las montañas. So, lots of things, multiple things. Las montañas, el pasaje. So, nos encantaron. Nos encantaron. So, like, if it was one thing, nos encantó el pasaje. But we have lots of things. Las montañas, nos encantaron las montañas. Then, so you have it conjugated for encantaron. I ate en los restaurantes locales con mi familia. I ate. Yo comí en los restaurantes locales con mi familia. Mi hermana, my sister, bought, AR. She's down here. She's not me or you. So, mi hermana compró, make sure you have your accent in there, empanadas. Mis padres, my parents drank mate, which is an Argentine tea, un té argentino. Mis padres, over here, they're not me or you, bebieron un mate, un té argentino. And then you lived a lot of adventures. So you had some fun adventures. Tú viviste muchas aventuras. Let's check our answers. All right, there we go. So, el año pasado nosotros viajamos a la Patagonia. Nos encantaron el pasaje y las montañas. Yo comí en los restaurantes locales con mi familia. Mi hermana compró empanadas. Mis padres bebieron mate. And I should have a comma here. Un té argentino. Y tú viviste muchas aventuras. Okay, so make sure your answers are correct in your notes. And then you can work on your workbook pages and also look at your conjuguemos. You'll see that in the next, I think that's tomorrow. We're going to practice with some games on practicing your verb conjugation. Hasta luego.